So this is my assignment 3 checkpoint for a a rough prototype of my site. I have my home page, and from my home page I have the nav bar where you can go to my 3 product pages. From all 3 product pages, you can also go to the login page to log in, and you can also add items into the shopping cart. And from the login page, you can also go to the registration page and the edit registration page, and then those will take you back to the home page after you're done. And from the shopping cart, if you check out, you can get to your invoice. You can also keep shopping, and you can update your cart as well. And then from my invoice, I'll go to my thank you page where it tells that the invoice was emailed to whatever email was loaded into the user data. As for my shopping cart design, it's a completely separate page. When they add to their cart, it'll take them to their shopping cart page, and then they'll have to go back to the product pages. And then for an example of how it works, if you just put whatever item, I'm only doing one add to cart button for one entire page, and then it takes you to their shopping cart. As for how I'm using sessions, this is a really general idea. I want to store the query string from the shopping cart page into a session, and when they go back to the product pages, that session will still have that query string or the data in the query string. And then when they try to access the cart again, I'll use request.session to load that data into the query string for the cart HTML URL again, and that will provide the data for my products to be loaded, or the products that I already added to be loaded. This is a very rough idea. I've been working on it and it hasn't worked yet, so I asked the professor for help, and we're gonna work on it tomorrow. As for security, I'll only allow access to the checkout and invoice if the cookie has the appropriate user data. So when they log in, I'll take their info from the login and load it into the cookie. And as long as that cookie is active, I'll only let them get to the invoice if that cookie has the appropriate user data. For personalization, I'm planning to do the similar things for what I did for my assignment 2. I'm going to use the params append to get the email and name from customization from the user data. This user data, again, will be stored in the cookie from the initial login. As for how I'm approaching assignment 3 differently from assignment 2, I'm really taking the time to think through things before implementing code. I kind of did this a lot better in assignment 2 compared to assignment 1. And I also want to use code that I actually understand, even if it might not be the most elegant. How I have my application set up right now probably isn't the most efficient way, but I understand it, and I think this way will prevent me from copying code that I just don't understand. And I'm also commenting my code before I do anything else. This just helps me keep everything organized, and it helps me pick up where I left off a lot easier than before. Yeah, that's it for my check-in or checkpoint.